Hello, everyone, and welcome. We'll get started just in a couple minutes. All right. Well, welcome everyone again, and welcome to the 5th installment of our LinkedIn Live series. And this one's called Unpacking Salesforce LWR, a comprehensive overview. We're really excited to talk to you today about all the details around Salesforce LWR, but a few housekeeping items. If you have any questions, please direct them in the chat. If you'd like to connect with myself or Jessica, hit us up on LinkedIn. Happy to engage there. And lastly, any questions, you can also contact us at info@tradecentric.com, and we will repeat that email at the end of the session. So with that, let's dig in. First off, my name is Michael Songier, VP of Product here at TradeCentric. Been here almost a year and a half. Previously spent a lengthy time in the e-commerce space, up and through, including some time at Magento through Adobe. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Jessica.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Wetzel. I am currently a product manager here at TradeCentric. I have been with TradeCentric for the past 3 years. I oversee our connector and data products. And before coming to TradeCentric, I spent 16 years in B2B distribution, with a decade of managing B2B e-commerce and digital marketing teams. We focused on growing online revenue, acquiring new customers, increasing customer retention, and simplifying the B2B buying process. And it was while I was in that role that I found out that punch-out and sales order integration was essential for achieving those goals. So that's why I came to TradeCentric, so I could create products that benefit both B2B suppliers and buyers.
Awesome. Let's dig in. So first off, what is Salesforce LWR? LWR is Lightning Web Runtime. You won't have to memorize that, but it's a new front-end development framework Salesforce has rolled out in commerce earlier this year. Some of you may remember the previous architecture was Salesforce Aura, and LWR is their latest framework that they've been in market over the last year. So what are the key benefits of LWR? Let's run through those. Improved performance, optimizes, again, a front-end framework, optimizes the delivery of the page load times much faster, more scalability. As our customer sites grow and get more traffic, it has a more scalable framework. And then lastly, it's increasing your designer flexibility. So the ability to build reusable UI components with this new framework. They are lightweight, open source, off of, I'm going to throw another acronym at you, LWC, Lightning Web Components. So more flexibility, lighter weight components for your designers to build great user experiences on your website faster, easier, more scalable. So what does that mean to us? And now the star of the show is Jessica, and we're going to have a little Q&A with Jessica, who, as mentioned, she manages all of our integrations to our partners day in and day out. So Jessica, let's go through a few questions. So as we looked at, we were previously supporting and had customers on Salesforce Aura. What were the big things we had to consider and take into consideration when we were building and updating our connector to support support Salesforce LWR?
Yeah, so right, like you talked about, the Salesforce came out with the LWR framework for the B2B commerce space. We obviously wanted to be able to support and enable punch out and purchase order automation for all of our Salesforce B2B commerce customers. And so after we evaluated that LWR framework, the most substantial modification involved introducing a new user property to distinguish incoming punch-out buyers from regular visitors. So the trade-centric Aura Lightning Web component relied on audiences for this purpose, but being able to distinguish incoming punch-out buyers from regular visitors to the website is super important for suppliers to enable punch-out capabilities. So we had to figure out a way to replace audiences, and we did that by using a new user attribute. This whole thing, is important just because, like I said, when a punch-out buyer accesses a supplier's website, their intention is different from a regular visitor. While punch-out buyers will come and they'll shop on the supplier's website and build a cart, very similar to regular visitors. When they get to that cart, instead of checking out, punch-out buyers need to be able to transfer those items back into their procurement system for approval and purchase order generation, because that's how B2B buyers operate. So in order to enable this cart transfer functionality, the trade-centric Salesforce app has to be able to distinguish that punch-out buyer from a regular visitor, and then replace that checkout button on the cart with a button that says transfer items. So again, the new user property that we introduced for the LWR solution enables this capability for punch-out buyers. And then just looking even ahead to the winter 24 release, we know that Salesforce is set to introduce expression-based visibility rules, also known as EBV rules, another acronym, as a replacement for the Aura audiences. So in the future, we will be exploring the possibility of utilizing EBV rules to identify incoming punch-out sessions. And, we always continue to investigate how to leverage those native Salesforce functionalities to work with our products.
Awesome. So next question, you talked about, audiences and the impact of that as it relates to the punch-out session. Can you talk a little bit about the changes that we had to consider as it relates? You mentioned we're supporting punch-out PO. What things did we have to change related to the purchase order process?
Yeah, so the good news was actually we did not have to make changes for the authentication or PO processes in the app. The actions that the trade-centric purchase order flow uses to automatically create those incoming procurement sales orders in Salesforce, those are actually installed as part of the B2B package and are not part of Aura or LWR templates. So we did not have to make any changes.
Good news there.
Mm-hmm.
So we had an Aura app, and now we've got an LWR app. What do customers do to navigate that?
So again, good news. The trade-centric managed package includes both Lightning Web components for Aura compatibility and LWR compatibility in one app. So any existing customers using the trade-centric app for their Aura sites do not have to install a new app. They can just update their trade-centric app to the 1.8 version or above, and they will receive the LWR components. And then the trade-centric delivery team can help ensure that the LWR components are configured correctly.
Awesome. 2 for 1.
Yeah. So to recap, all that we covered today, trade-centric in partnership with Salesforce offers a managed package on the Salesforce App Exchange that enables B2B commerce sites for punch-out and purchase order automation for both Aura and LWR in one app. When B2B commerce customers install this app, they are able to connect with their buyers' e-procurement systems. They facilitate punch-out shopping, cart return, and the automatic delivery of purchase orders directly into their B2B commerce platform. And what's nice too is when clients use a trade-centric app, buyers are connected to the trade-centric platform, which means that suppliers can upgrade their e-commerce platforms and they don't have to rebuild every integration. Buyers are already connected to the trade-centric platform, and trade-centric will ensure compatibility with the latest e-commerce platform releases. Along those same lines, I also did want to share a little deeper insight about trade-centric's overall connector program. We don't just have an app for Salesforce. We offer connectors that enable punch out, purchase order, and invoice automation for some of the leading B2B platforms on the market. This means that we do all the work to determine how to best enable these platforms for e-procurement integration. So from getting those punch-out buyers authenticated onto your site and creating user and company accounts dynamically, updating the user interface for punch-out buyers like we talked about, and then, of course, creating an order or delivering an invoice. The trade-centric connectors package up all those capabilities into those connectors that customers can then install, configure to meet their needs, and then get customers connected to buyers quickly without having to rely on a bunch of their own IT resources. I also wanted to point out that these connectors are tested for compatibility against every new platform release that these platforms go through. So for instance, this year we've completed 38 compatibility tests to date. We have actually built a lot of testing automation around these connectors so that the tests can be really thorough, but also we need them to go fast because we know that we want to certify compatibility as quickly as possible so our customers can upgrade as quickly as possible without having to worry about their integrations, having any conflicts with the new releases. And then lastly, I also wanted to point out too that even if your platform has native integration capabilities today, trade-centric customers also get a dedicated project team to onboard each buyer and access to our business intelligence portal. And that provides real-time insights into how your integrations are performing. And you can even simulate a punch out from a buyer's e-procurement system directly from portal. So all this just really helps suppliers connect quickly to their buyers. A lot of trade-centric offers a wide range of integration capabilities and support no matter what platform you're using, essentially. But finally, if you found this type of information helpful for you, consider subscribing to the trade-centric newsletter called Centerpoint. It's sent once a month. It will keep you up to date with the latest B2B e-commerce trends, product updates, and best practices for increasing sales. So it's a really useful resource for B2B suppliers, and Hannah is dropping the link in the chat so you can sign up right now before you move on to your next meeting of the day. And with that, I will turn it over to Michael to wrap us up.
Thank you so much, Jessica. A lot of great information there, and I know you and the team work very hard to keep our connectors current, addressing all of the trends in the market to help keep us current with all the moving and changes in the e-commerce world. So thanks everyone for joining today. We appreciate you being here. Again, any questions, you can email us at info@tradecentric.com. With that, hope you enjoyed the session and enjoy the rest of your day.